Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone to this Saturday special class. So today is a special Damodar class. Prabhuji, you can hear me behind? You can hear me? Okay. So today is a special class on Damodar. And thank you, Gayatri Mataji, for opening the house. So let's loudly chant once Hare Krishna Mahamantra for Gayatri Mataji for opening the house. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So we'll start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate grim yat kripatam vande Shri Gurudin Dharana Paramanandam Madhavam. So, how many of you have heard of this Damodar Leela? Damodar Leela? How many of you know about Damodar Leela? You can raise your hand. 1, 2, only 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6. Only 6 people know about Damodar Leela, right? How many of you have not heard about Damodar Leela? Please raise your hand. How many of you have not? 1, 2. Okay, 2 people have not heard. 3. Right. So we can do now that the Prashadam has come. So those who have heard can explain it to those who have not heard. And we can straight away go for Prashadam. So there was this boy, he was preparing for an essay on cow. Because he was expecting that in the exam, the essay will come on cow. However, the essay came on forest. So now he was worried what to do. So what he did was, usual smart person, he said there is a very nice forest, lot of trees, lot of wild animals, lot of grass, and there are cows which are grazing the grass. Cow is a great animal. And then he started writing his entire essay on cow. So the reason I wanted to share this was that he has very smartly combined two stories, something which he knows and something which he did not know. So today in this class, I am also going to do the same thing. I'm going to narrate two parallel stories side by side. Now, how many of you have heard of this movie, which is an English movie called Sliding Doors? Anyone has heard of this movie called Sliding Doors? No one, right? Okay. How many of you have heard this movie, which is a Bollywood movie called Sathiya, which came in 2002? Which, huh? You have heard it, right? Rani Mukherjee and Vivek Oberoi, right? 2002 movie. I wish you remember Bhagavatam also. Okay, now how many of you have heard of this movie called Alai Puthe, which came in Tamil, Madhavan's movie? Satya, you know that, right? Alai Puthe also you have not known. I'm sure there is a version of that in Kannada also, because this was a super hit Tamil movie, which has been copied in different languages. Now, what happens in this movie is that there are two stories which are running. So there's scene one, which is present day, scene two, which is some previous years, and they keep on changing. And finally, the two stories merge. So today's class will be like that only. I'm going to be running two stories simultaneously, and you don't have to get confused because I'll keep on changing from one story to another story to one story to another story. One of those stories is going to be Damodar Leela, but the second story will be from different places. So, clear? These are going to be two stories which will be running parallelly, same time. So, the act one, scene one, the story number one. This is the location is Gokul, and the day is day of Diwali. Day of Diwali, morning time, Yashoda Mai is sitting and churning butter. And then she is singing songs about that. And it is in the morning, which is doing. And then while doing that, she is remembering Krishna all the while. And in the stove, in the kitchen, the milk is boiling. Now, you know, this is milk is very, very important for Yashoda Mai because this milk has been taken from the best of the cows who have been fed the best of the grass. And that is why this milk is very important. And it is that this milk is boiling in the kitchen. So Yashoda Mai is sitting here churning butter and then churning yogurt, and then on in the stove, this Hare Krishna, and in this stove, milk is boiling. Now, have you ever wondered what is the meaning of the name Yashoda? What is the meaning of the name Yashoda? Yashoda. It is Yash and Da, which means someone who gives Yash, glory. So that is the meaning of the word name Yashoda. So Yashoda Mai is one who gives glory to others. So there were two of the uh, drivers. One of them was really a drunkard earlier, but then he became a devotee and he was given the service. Both of them were given the service of driving. So they were driving the temple vehicle. Then at some point of time, they got initiated also. They had to get initiated. So the first driver got the name Garuda Das. Garuda Das. Garuda is the driver of Vishnuji. So that is why he got the name as Garuda Das. And when the second person got initiated and he got the name, he came out crying. Why? Because he got the name as Daruka Das. Daruka is the driver of, is the child driver of Krishna. So that is why he got a driver's name. But then if you spell it slowly, it is Daruka Das. So he said, they have still telling me that I am Daruka Das, but I have given up alcohol. So that is the importance of name. So whenever we are meeting someone, we should try and understand what is the meaning of that name. Now, so this is story one. Now the story two is which is happening in Mathura, in Kansa's palace. Now, Kansa is the food is served to him in the large plate, and when he's about to eat, he's seeing Krishna in it. Then he turns around, he sees Krishna on the wall, Krishna on the curtains. He's seeing Krishna everywhere. Because he is afraid of Krishna. He is all thinking of Krishna everywhere. Now, story 1, Yashoda Mai is thinking of Krishna. Story 2, Kansa is also thinking of Krishna. So there was this father who was scolding his son who had failed in the exam. And he was saying, why did you fail in the exam? And you should look at Lucy. She has topped in the class. And he says several times, you have failed in the exam. You should look at Lucy. She has topped in the exam. And finally, the son got fed up. He said, it is only because I was looking at Lucy that I failed in the exam. So now tell me, both Yashoda Mai and Kansa are thinking of Krishna. So are they both of them devotees? Why? Why?
But Kamsa is thinking out of envy.
Yes, so that is the difference in consciousness. It is the difference in consciousness. That is the difference. Now we come to Act 2. Again, go back to Damodar Leela. Now, while Yashoda Mai is churning the butter, Krishna wakes up. He comes and he obviously is hungry. So Yashoda Mai starts feeding him, feeding Krishna. So that is what is happening. So Yashoda Mai is very nicely puts Krishna on her lap and she starts feeding Krishna. She stops whatever she is doing and she starts feeding Krishna. Now we come to the story 2. Krishna is walking into Mathura. He has been invited by Kansa for a wrestling match. He enters into Mathura. In Mathura, he sees a washerman who's carrying very nice clothes. Now, obviously, Krishna is wearing clothes which are suitable for Vrindavan, right? So he wants to wear city clothes. And now washerman has those city clothes. So he asks the washerman that give us those clothes. Now, washerman is very, very arrogant. He says, these clothes are for Kansa, so I can't give it. So what does Krishna do? Krishna kills him. At the same time, there is this hunchback lady called Kubja. She is carrying some scents for Kamsa. And Krishna says, give me that. And lady happily, Kubja happily applies that. And what does Krishna do? He cures her hunchback. And the other day I realized that was the first physiotherapy session done. And there is a name for that disease, if you remember. Huh? So that was the first physiotherapy session ever done, where Krishna puts one feet on Kubja's feet and hand on her chin, and he just pulls it up, and hunchback is gone. So for her, so Krishna is the original physiotherapist. Now, when Krishna became happy with Kubja, he cured her. She cured her hunchback. Now there was this Gujju Bhai who was really praying for Lord. So again, when I take classes in this, I use Gujju, Marwadi because I know no one of that is there. But if I do the same thing in Delhi, then my examples will change, will become Kannada. Yeah. So this Gujju Bhai was really praying to the Lord, and the Lord appeared. And Lord said, ask for one wish. Now this Gujju Bhai had a blind mother. He was childless and he was poor. So he actually wanted three wishes. But the God gave him only one wish. So now Gujju Bhai being Gujju Bhai, he said, okay, now he thought for some time. He said, I want my mother to see my wife holding her newborn baby who is sitting in the Mercedes car, which is parked outside my bungalow. Right. So this is how people try to trick the Lord to get the wish which they want. Now, we should not try that many times because on another occasion, someone asked Lord that I need to have lot of money and I want to be surrounded by women. So he became a ticket conductor in BMTC bus. In a women's BMTC bus, he has lot of money and surrounded by women also. So let's not try to cheat the Lord. Things may not work out in our favor always. So now, Krishna, what is the learning from these two stories? On one side, Yashoda Mai has dropped anything. Yashoda Mai has dropped and she is feeding Krishna. On the other side, washerman did not give, whereas the hunchback lady gave everything. What is the lesson that we can learn from this? If Krishna has given us some capability, washerman had clothes, hunchback lady had sense. If Krishna has given us some capability, use it for Krishna and do not ask anything in return. Just use that. Yashoda Mai, milk, washerman did not give the clothes, and the hunchback lady gave the same. So if you have some capability, use it for Krishna and don't ask anything in return. Don't do business with Krishna. Now we'll come to the third act. Yashoda Mai's story, Damodar Leela, is continuing. Yashoda Mai is feeding Krishna. The milk is boiling there, and suddenly the milk starts coming out. So Yashoda Mai keeps Krishna down and runs to save the milk because why? Because that milk was very, very special. So that is why she keeps Krishna down and runs to save the milk. And Krishna gets angry. And what does he do? He breaks the pot in which she is churning. Now here Yashoda Mai has stopped Krishna from feeding, kept her down. Now story 2. Krishna has just taken birth. Putana, dressed as a very royal lady, comes to the household of Nanda Baba and offers to feed her milk. Right? And she is feeding the milk to Krishna. However, what is the result that she gets? Krishna sucks out the milk and the life of Putana. So why did Krishna behave differently? In the first case, Yashoda Mai kept Krishna down, but he only broke the butter pot. Here, Putana is feeding Krishna, and Krishna took out her life here. What is the difference? Intention, consciousness. Yashoda Mai may have kept Krishna down to save the milk, which is also for Krishna. Whereas Putana is feeding the milk to Krishna to kill him. So the difference is in the intention, not in the action. The difference is in the intention. Now, there was this Arab who had come to India, and he had as for a medical treatment, and as part of the treatment there was some blood was needed. So there was a Marwadi who gave him some blood, and in return that Arab gave him a Mercedes. So the Marwadi was very happy. So 2 years later, this Arab comes back again. Now he needs another surgery. So this Marwadi raises his hand. He said, "Okay, I got a Mercedes last time. Now I don't know what I will get." So again he gives three blood. Now this time he just gets 1 kg Kanti sweets mithai. Then Marwadi said, what happened? So Arab person says, last time I was pure Arab. Now I have Marwadi blood in me. So, 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 so this is how the difference in consciousness happens. So, what can we learn from the decision taken by Yashoda Mai to leave Krishna? So she left Krishna to save the milk. What is the learning? Another learning that we can take out from there. Now, Prabhupada say, yes, yes. Someone was saying there is some more learning which Prabhupada explained. He said that milk is also a devotee. In case a devotee is in distress, save the devotee first. And he gave the example that if the temple is on fire and Bhagavatam sets are there and deities are there, save the Bhagavatam set first. Once you run with Bhagavatam set, deities will run behind you. So always when you are in a situation where you have to choose between a devotee and the Lord, both are in distress, save the devotee first. And then, time permitting, save the Lord or the deities and other things. So that is the message which Srila Prabhupada drew out from this pastime. So that was a decision taken by Yashoda Mai to drop Krishna and save the world, save the milk. Now, all of those who are married here, do not question the decision taken by your spouse because you are one of those decisions. Remember that. You are one of those decisions. So do not ever question the decision taken by your spouse. Never, because you are one of those decisions. So now let's come to the next scene, next act. This is fourth act. Again, we go back to Damodar Leela. When Krishna breaks the butter pot, where does he hit the stone? Top, middle, bottom. Where? Middle? Okay. Any other? He hits the stone on the bottom. Why? Two reasons. One is this, that everything should come out. Second thing is, if you hit the pot where it is empty, it will make noise. But if it is full, wherever you are hitting, if it is full, it will not make any noise. So no sound, maximum impact. So you see all this physics is going on there. You hit at the bottom because bottom will be always full. He does not know how far the pot is full. So if by chance if hits where the pot is empty, it will make sound. So he hits at the bottom, no noise, maximum impact. Story 2. The war is going on in Lanka. Ravan and Ram are in front of each other. Lot of arrows are being fired. And then Ram shoots that arrow. Where does he hit? Where does it hit? Nabhi. Where the nectar is there. Nectar flows out and then Ravan dies. No noise, maximum impact. So what do we learn from these two stories?
Silently do the work and let the result.
Yes, that is what we should do. But the problem which happens is we tell Krishna that I want money. For that, I need job in this company, in this role, in this office. So we don't think Krishna has any intelligence because we want to tell Krishna everything. Krishna knows everything. We don't have to tell him. He will give. So don't stop. First is we should not ask for anything. And even if we ask, don't get into telling how you should do it, what you should do, and all that stuff. Right? Don't ask, he knows everything and he will give. So that is the learning that we should draw from this, that stop asking for Krishna or telling him instructions. Do like this, don't do that. So that is the message from this story. So now the butter pot is broken. Now, obviously what happens is after breaking the butter pot, Krishna gets scared and he runs away. And that is when the Yashoda Mai comes, she realizes that Krishna has become very naughty and he is breaking the butter pot. And that is when she also realizes that all the other gopis of Vrindavan, whatever they were telling about Krishna, that Krishna is coming, breaking the butter pot, stealing, all that is true. So now what is Yashoda Mai doing? She is talking ill about Krishna. He is naughty, he is a thief, he is breaking butter pot. All that everyone was telling is true. Right? This is what Yashodama is actually doing. So there were these two Gujarati ladies who were gossiping about someone for 2 hours. She's like that, she's like that. In our house, if you go, this is not there, all that stuff. After 2 hours, they say, leave it. What do we have to do with it? So this is how the gossiping happens. Now, Yashoda Mai is thinking ill about Krishna. Story 2. Location is Indraprasth. Rajsuya Yagya is going on. Rajsuya Yagya is going on. And it is proposed that the Agra Puja, the most important puja, will be starting with worshipping Krishna. And that is when Shishupal starts blaspheming Krishna. And once he says 100 such swear words, Krishna kills him. Right? Wow, what is the difference? Why is Yashoda Mai not killed? Why is Shishupal got killed? Act is same. Act is same. Right? Intention. It is the consciousness. It is not the action. It is the intention. It is the consciousness which is there. Now, the next scene. Yashoda Mai is running after Krishna with a stick. With a stick. That is, and Krishna is scared. And when we are reciting Damodar Ashtakam, we'll see that Krishna is rubbing his hand on his eyes. His kajal his face is smeared with kajal because he is crying. He is satank netram. He has atank in his eye. English word of atank will be uh, scared, high, even more than scared. I think it is terrorized. He is terrorized. So that is so because of the stick of Yashoda Mai, he is terrorized. That is what is happening. On the other hand, location is Mathura. On one side, Jarasandh has attacked. On the other side, Kaliyavan has attacked Mathura. And Krishna runs and Kaliyavan is chasing him. Same situation. Krishna is running, Kaliyavan is chasing him. And what happens to Kaliyavan? How does he get killed? He enters into a cave where a rishi is Muchkund is sleeping, who has this boon that whomever he sees will be burnt to ashes. Kaliyavan thinks that is Krishna. He kicks him. Muchkund the rishi gets up and Kaliyavan is gone. Again, what is the difference? Yashoda Mai is chasing, Kaliyavan is chasing. What's the difference? It is the intention, it is the consciousness, it is not the action, right? Krishna. Now Krishna is caught, Yashodama is caught, Krishna, and now she is trying to tie around the mortar. And I've explained to you because earlier days there was a mortar. Now you have a mixie. You can't tie anyone to a mixie. But earlier days you could, right? So she's trying to tie, and the rope is 2 fingers short. Rope is always 2 fingers short, and Acharya explained the reason for that. What are the 2 fingers represent? One represents the effort, and the second represents the mercy. So these are only when these two things happen, that is when we can tie Krishna. So it is always 2 fingers short. Now there is a whole festival which is going on now in Mathura, in Gokul. The gopis are saying, don't worry, we'll bring enough rope. You keep on trying. So rope from entire Gokul is now reaching Nand Baba's house, and they are saying, so there's whole festival. So there's this a man, uh, he's dancing. He's really dancing. Joshi is really dancing. And someone asked, why are you dancing? He said that Patel has got a lottery. We said, Patel has got a lottery, then why are you dancing? Because Patel cannot find the ticket. So that is why he is dancing. Similar thing is happening in there also. Gopis are saying, don't worry, you tie Krishna, we'll get everything which you need. This rope tying happened somewhere else also. Anyone remembers in Ramayana?
Hanuman.
Hanuman. When Hanuman went to Lanka and he was caught by Ravan's army, then they decided to tie a rope to his tail and then set it on fire. And what was the result of that? Lanka caught fire. So Lanka is burnt. Again, what is the difference? Gokul was not burnt, but Lanka got. Difference is in the consciousness. Now, again, the next scene. Krishna is tied to the mortar. Now, again, he is fidgety, so he pushes it and the mortar comes down. Now it can roll. He rolls it. It gets stuck between two trees. And then when he pushes, two Gandharvas come. What is the name of those Gandharvas? Huh? Manigriva and Nalkovera. So these are the two Gandharvas who come out, and then they do pranam to Krishna, and then they go back. Right. Now situation changes. Location is Grivraj. What is Grivraj? The kingdom of Jarasandh. Kingdom of Jarasandh. There, the fight is going on between Bhima and Jarasandh. And Bhima is really fighting very hard. And he tears Jarasandh. And after some time, Jarasandh joins back. He does that couple of times. Now he's confused what to do. And that is when he looks at Krishna. And what does Krishna do? He takes a stick, he breaks it into two and throws them in opposite directions. Bhima understands it. He tears apart Jarasandh and throws in the opposite direction, because of which Jarasandh gets killed. Now, Krishna, in the previous thing, he brings down two trees and the Gandharvas get liberated. Whereas here, when he does this, a person gets killed. What is the difference? Intention, consciousness. In the first place, Gandharvas were given the boon by Narad Muni that you will get liberated by Krishna. That is why this act liberated them. Whereas in the other one, Jarasandh was evil. He wanted to hurt Krishna. That is why he got killed. So in Nectar of Devotion, there is a verse which says, Sarvopadhi Vinur Muktam Sarvopadhi vinirmuktam, which means leave aside all designation. Upadhi, sarva upadhi, all designations. Vinirmuktam, leave aside all. Sarvopadhi vinirmuktam. Tat paratvena nirmalam. Leave us, do the actions which are pure. Rishikena Rishikesha. Rishikesha is Krishna. And Rishika means the senses. So Rishikesh he is called because he is the master of senses. So that is called Rishikesh. So he is called master of senses. So it says Rishikena Rishikesha, which means the senses of the master of senses. Rishikena Rishikesha. The master of the senses of the master of senses, Sevanam Bhaktiruchyate. When you serve the senses of the master of senses, that is called the highest bhakti. So what it means basically is that all the actions that we take should be to serve to serve Krishna, to make Krishna happy, not to make ourselves happy. We should be doing everything to make Krishna happy. And when that happens, obviously Krishna will then work out things which are right for us. So we should always remember that we should be serving Krishna, and that is the definition of bhakti. Highest bhakti is Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhaktir Uchyate. That is the highest definition. Now we have heard of this Sur and Asur. So who are Sur? Huh? Why they are called Sur? Why? Why? Mile Sur Mera Tumhara. Remember this. Mile Sur Mera Tumhara. If our Sur is matching with Krishna, we are Sura. Otherwise, we are Asuras. Very simple. Remember this, we'll never forget it. We have all heard of this for so long. Mile sur mera tumhara. As long as our sur is matching with the Lord, we are Sura. And how to match our Sura? By chanting. Chanting is the first step. Once we chant the name of the Lord, we can start aligning ourselves. And the Mahamantra is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now the name of Krishna is so pleasing that we can take this name any number of times. However, if you don't like the name of a person, can you chant it? So the one requirement of chanting is that you should be liking that name. Because you cannot take the name of someone who cannot, whom you don't like. We had one member in our Bhakti Vriksha several years back. He was hurt so badly by a person named Krishna. Well, it had gone into, he had become permanently disabled because of the actions taken by that person. And his family was destroyed because of that person. He said, I cannot chant this mantra. Because moment I chant, I remember that person. So he could not chant this mantra. That is why we have to fall in love with the name in order to be able to chant the name. So that person, he still comes, but he cannot chant. Because this mantra has Krishna in it, and someone by the name Krishna had hurt it. Right? So just to end it, just to say that the importance of loving the name, there was a girl who refused the marriage proposal of a boy, very, very good family, rich family, everything was right. Only one thing was wrong. What was that? His name was Chajjumal. So she refused the marriage. So if we are not able to chant the name, we are not fallen in love with the name. So we should always chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. So the reason I wanted to do it like this is to bring out the point that it is not the action, it is the intention behind the action which is important. Same action gives different result when the intention is different. So for all of us, whenever we are taking any action, whether related to bhakti or not related to bhakti, we should always be careful of what is our intention, right? Because people can make out what is our intention. I shared this story in one of the classes earlier, that there was a small boy, he fell from the bed and he started crying. And the mother immediately dropped everything and came and picked him up and gave him a chocolate. Now the boy made 2 and 2 4. He said, if I fall down, if I cry, mother will come and give me chocolate. So after a couple of hours, he again started crying. Mother never came. He increased the volume. Mother never came. He continued. Finally, mother never came. She is busy. She is not even listening. Then finally, he walks to the mother and he asks, I am crying. Why didn't you come? He said, the first time you were crying for me. This time you are crying for chocolate. Mothers can make out, right? So it is not the action, it is the intention, it is the purpose, it is the consciousness behind the action which is more important, and that is what we learn from this. So Hare Krishna. Today we have the special occasion of welcoming Bhagavatam to Gayatri Mataji's house. So Bhagavatam is something which is very, very pious, very, very, it is Krishna himself. It is mentioned in Bhagavatam that people had asked Krishna that when you leave this world, when you are not visible to us, then who will guide us? And that is when he said that the Bhagavatam will come and guide you. So Bhagavatam is now our guidance. We cannot talk to Krishna the way Arjuna could, but for us that is Bhagavatam. And today we have the opportunity to welcome Bhagavatam in Gayatri Mataji's house. Let's loudly chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra welcoming Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. So what we will do is, Mother, if I have the first canto, first canto. So what we will do now is that first canto, canto 1, this is the thickest one, the blue one. Yes. It's so we will read from Bhagavatam today. Tell me, at what point does Bhagavad Gita end? What was really the last instructions of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita? Most Sarv dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarv papebhyo mokshayasyami ma shucha. And then what was the actual last verse of Bhagavad Gita, which was spoken by Sanjay? Yatra Yogeshwar Krishna, Yat Partho Dhanodhara, Tatra Shir Vijayur Bhutir, Dhruvo Nitir Matir Mama. So both these shlokas tell that it is very, very important for us to worship Krishna. Why? Because Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and there are enough and more verses in Bhagavad Gita talking about that. So Bhagavad Gita ends with telling that Krishna is the supreme and we should be worshipping Krishna. Sarv dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Only me. That is what Krishna says. Now Bhagavatam starts from there. So Bhagavatam is not about proving that Krishna is supreme. It starts with saying that Krishna is supreme, and then it ends with saying that the name of Krishna is even more supreme. That is how the entire flow of Bhagavatam is. So what we will do now, in order to honor Bhagavatam which has come to Mataji's house, We'll read the first verse of Bhagavatam. So since you don't have a copy of that, uh, maybe if you want, you can just go to vedabase.com. There you will get Janmadhyasya. Yes, yes, yes. If you know that, you can. So the first, we can go to Vedabase. There you get Srimad Bhagavatam. Go to Canto 1, Chapter 1, Verse 1. So, yeah, you have got it? Okay. So please repeat after me. Now, this is the first verse of Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadhyasya Yato Anvayad Itartascha Abhigya Surat Tene Brahma Adi Kavaye Muyanti Surya Tejo Vari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Amrisha Dhamna Swena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. So this is the first verse. Now this as I had mentioned in one of the classes earlier, there's something called as Chand Vigyan, Chand Vidhan, where every Vedic text has a way to pronounce, and that depends on number of syllables. Now, since I do not have that capability, so we just read it. But this is called this kind of verse is called, sorry. Yes, 8, 12. So this has 19 syllables in one line. And the way to pronounce that is called, it is called first 12 will be together, then there is a pause, and then the balance 7. So 19, 19, 19. So that's called Shardul Vikritam is the meter which has to be used. Someone who has better control over the vocal cords can try that. So what I wanted to do was to discuss this verse. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. That's the first. What it means? This is paying obeisances to the Supreme Lord who is Vasudev, who is the son of Vasudev. So that's the first one. Then it comes Janm Adi Asya Yato. Janm Adi. Janm Adi means creation, maintenance, destruction. You are the one who is the controller of creation, maintenance, and destruction. Janmadi asyato anvayad irtartascha artheshva abhigya surat. So anvayad here means directly, itartash means indirectly. So directly or indirectly, abhigya. Abhigya means you know everything. You know everything which is happening in this creation, either directly or indirectly, you know everything. And the third thing is about Swarat. Swarat means that you are independent of everyone. You know everything and you are independent of everyone. So this first verse of Bhagavatam is actually praising Krishna, is in glorification of Krishna. Tene Brahma Hidaya Adi Kavaye. You are the one who has given the knowledge to Brahma. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye. In the heart of the Brahma, you are the one who has given the whole knowledge. And when we are reading Bhagavatam, you know that when Brahma was born, he was confused what to do. And that is when the entire knowledge was given to him by Krishna. Muhyanti yat Surya. Surya, we just discussed. Sura means great sages, devotees. Muhyanti means bewildering. You can bewilder everyone. You can bewilder everyone. Tejo Vari Mridam. Tejo Vari Mridam means the way we are bewildered by seeing water in fire or land in water, the way we get the phenomena of mirage, the way we get bewildered, similarly you can bewilder anyone. Yatha vinimayo yatra stri sargo amrisha. However, You are not bewildered by anyone. Trisargo means the three modes of material nature. However, you are not bewildered by any of those things. Dhamna Suena Sada. You are always there in your dham. Dham. Your dham, which is Gokul, Golok Vrindavan, or that is really your dham. That is where you are always there. Sada nirasta kuhukam. Nirasta kuhukam means that you are beyond any of these illusory energies. Satyam param dhimahi. I meditate upon you as the ultimate truth. So this entire Bhagavatam is about describing the glories of Lord, and ultimately ends by saying that Lord's name is even more powerful than the Lord. So that's something which Bhagavatam is talking about. So so today we have the opportunity of welcoming Bhagavatam in Mataji's house. So please treat Bhagavatam as you will treat the deities. So because they are the Kali Yuga form, Krishna in the Kali Yuga has taken advantage in the form of Bhagavatam. Remember this. So that is the way we should do it. And we are having these daily morning reading classes, and you can continue reading that Bhagavatam, and it will start changing your life, because Bhagavatam is the highest. We have also read in Bhagavatam itself, most of the scriptures are written by whom? Ved Vyas. And it is explained that after writing everything, even after that, Ved Vyas was not satisfied. And then whom does he go to? He goes to Narad Muni. And what does Narad Muni say? Sorry? Explain about Lord Krishna. That is the final section. Why he was not happy? Why he was not happy?
The other scriptures were not written on glorified fish.
Because the other scriptures you had written by trying to allure people to do something, some puja here, some prashchit there, something here, so that you can help them elevate. But the reality is they will never move beyond it. So now write something which is the ultimate, which is only focused on glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. So this is that Amal Puran. It is called Amal Puran. It has no contamination. This is the Amal Puran. And that is why we should be reading this Bhagavatam every day. And we will get so much of knowledge because of that, so much of bhakti by reading this Bhagavatam. So those who don't have it, at least make a mental wish that sooner you will invite Bhagavatam to your house. Because this can really transform your life. So His Holiness Bhakti Samit Maharaj was giving one lecture once, and one of the devotees asked in the class that, Maharaj, I am addicted. So Maharaj said, my heart skipped a beat. Here I am sitting in such a good gathering, and someone says I am addicted. And then he says, Maharaj, I am addicted to Bhagavatam. I cannot sleep at night if I don't read for 10-15 minutes at least. We have to reach that level of addiction, that we cannot sleep at night unless we have read Bhagavatam for some time. And those who are joining the morning Bhagavatam class, which is a reading class, which is happening every morning, Monday to Friday from 6 to 6:30. From 6 to 6:30, you will be seeing how much knowledge is given in Bhagavatam. Everything that we need to know is available in Bhagavatam. So those who are not joining, this is again a marketing hook. Please join from 6 to 6:30 a.m. The classes are free, no charges. Only thing is you have to be awake. That is the only thing. So join Bhagavatam. And now what we will do is we will have the Damodar Artu. And we have two Kirtaniyas who have joined us, the young Kirtaniyas, Jyotika and Gokul, who will be singing, and we'll be following with them. And once we have read, we have chanted the whole Ashtakam, then we will offer the lamps after that. That time Hare Krishna Mahamantra they will be singing, and then we will be doing that. So have you posted in the group? So you can go to on your mobile, you can type Damodar Ashtakam KK songs and you will get it on your mobile. That is the song that we are going to sing. This is a song which is glorifying Damodar Leela. And you can post it in our group also. We have that. So those who are in our group can do that. Otherwise others can just type on the Google Damodar Ashtakam space KK songs. Hmm?